President, I don't know who they're trying to fool by they were so outraged by all of this and all that, because we did them a favor. For one entire year, they have used the opposition as a scapegoat for their failure to deal with crime in this country. Every time they are confronted with the issue of crime, the opposition don't support us, the opposition don't support us on bail. They will, well, I want to see who you're going to blame after today, when the opposition has now forced you, you take a whole year. You could have done this since 2020 when the Achille Charles judgment when the Achille Charles claim was filed. But we have forced you to come here with a proper piece of legislation that respects the rule of law, that does not violate the separation of powers, that has built into it sufficient safeguards and so on, and does not remove judicial discretion. But they land here today expecting, like everybody else, land from Mars like them and forget their record, and suddenly talking about what? Proper respect for judicial discretion. If you had proper respect for judicial discretion, you would not have brought that bill here last year. And it is the opposition having proper respect for judicial discretion told you no. And we told you no, and we forced you to come back here today. Suddenly, you have proper respect for judicial discretion. And had it not been for the people who took that Achille Charles matter all the way to the Privy Council, and I'm proud to say I was associated with that matter, you still would not have proper respect for judicial discretion. So, Mr. President, let me just start by saying something. It's a very difficult thing to stand up for what is right in this country. It's a very difficult thing to have courage to go against the grain of public opinion. It's a very difficult thing to challenge the status quo. But I will tell you something, there are two people in my life that have given me the courage to do those things. One is the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, Senior Counsel, who last year, I remember very, I will never forget, when we were discussing that bail bill, and I told her all of the arguments, and of course we go through all of the political backlash that we will face and so on, had two words for me: go brave. Go brave and stand up for what you know to be right, and that is what we did in this House last year. And the second person who I will pay tribute to, because nobody else will, but who I know is the reason why we are here today, is Mr. Anand Ram Logan, Senior Counsel.